What caused this damage? Why is this tree moving? What can I do to fix it? Well, to find out, stay tuned to another episode of Buggin Out with Nadia, featuring Junior Entomologist Goldie the Gamer. We'll teach you how to bag those bagworms, starting now. Hey everybody, it's your girl Urban Farmsista. If you own an ornamental evergreen, you may have an unwanted guest eating away at your tree or shrub. Perfectly camouflaged, the evergreen bagworm may go unnoticed until it has caused irreversible damage to your tree. If you have a tree or shrub that is turning brown, you may want to get a closer look and figure out what's going on. The evergreen bagworm is actually a caterpillar and belongs to the order Lepidoptera, which contains butterflies and moths. The insect has many names: eastern bagworm, common bagworm, evergreen bagworm, common basket worm, or North American bagworm, or just bagworm. But no matter what you call it, the damage is all the same. The caterpillars feed on over 100 different types of deciduous and evergreen trees and shrubs, with juniper, red cedar, and arborvitae being some of their favorites to feast on. The caterpillars go unnoticed because they have a clever way of disguising themselves. They spin a silk-lined bag that they live in and cover it with pieces of the plant or tree they are feeding on. Let's take a look at the caterpillar up close. Goldie the Gamer has cut open one of the bags we collected. The caterpillar can grow to be 1.5 inches long before they pupate. The bag itself has 2 openings, one for the head to emerge so the caterpillar can feed, and the other end so waste can be eliminated. Bags hanging on a plant can reach about 2 inches long. So how did the bagworm get there in the first place? Let's take a look at the bagworm's life cycle to find out. Bagworms have 1 generation per year. In the fall, bagworm adults mate, and here's where the cycle begins. Adult males and females do not feed. The adult male lives for about 2 weeks after emerging from the cocoon. The adult female will live for a few weeks. Female bagworms are wingless, legless, and they never leave their bags. Males will pupate inside their bags in late summer and emerge as brown, dark, clear-winged moths. Males fly around in search of females giving off pheromones, and they will mate with them through the bag. The female will lay between 500 to 1,000 eggs and die in the bag. The eggs will overwinter and in the spring, the fun begins. A tiny 2 millimeter caterpillar hatches and must travel to a host, but how? Well, they use a dispersal method called ballooning, where they float in the wind. If you have ever heard of spiders that balloon, the method is the same. The tiny caterpillar releases a single silk that gets caught in the wind. The caterpillar will float until it lands on a suitable host. This could actually be the plant that it hatched on, or it may float to a new plant. Once it lands, it begins to feed and builds its bag that it covers with pieces of leaves, twigs, and stems from the plant it's feeding on. The tiny caterpillar quickly grows, and so does their appetite. If they go unnoticed long enough, they can defoliate and cause unsightly damage to a tree or shrub, or even kill it. So let's discuss how to control bagworms. Your best methods of controlling bagworms is to plant resistant plants, hand removal, and biological controls. Your first line of defense is to plant trees and shrubs that are not host plants of the bagworm. If you do not plant plants that they feed on, you will never have to deal with them. But if you have already planted susceptible plants, You will want to do some monitoring throughout key times during the year. Bagworms will start feeding in May and June, so you will want to start checking your plants for those tiny bags. If you find them, you'll want to remove them. You'll also want to start treating your trees then. Once the larvae stop feeding and pupate into adults, treatments that require them to ingest will no longer be effective because they will no longer be feeding. So here we have a video of Goldie the Gamer demonstrating how to hand remove bagworms.
Hey, it's your boy Goldie the Gamer here, and today I'm going to be taking these bagworms off of this tree. So as you can see, this is what the bag looks like. So the worm is actually in there. So as you can see, this tree is covered with bagworms. I don't know if y'all can see this, but some of them are actually coming out. So what you need here is a bucket, some scissors, and your hands. And that's it. Let's get started. So what you want to do here, you want to take it off of here like this at the very top and rip it off. And if it's too hard to get off, you can use your scissors. Make sure you don't cut your hand. Seriously, don't cut your hand.
Bacillus thuringiensis, or BT for short, is a bacteria commonly used to control insects. There are many different species of BT, but the one that is most effective against caterpillars is Bacillus thuringiensis kerstaki. You can purchase BT in the link I listed in the description. Once you hand remove the bags you see, you will want to come in and spray your tree or shrub with BT to control the ones you may have missed. BT kerstaki is not toxic to humans or other animals, including bees. It does affect all caterpillars though, so be aware of your spray zone. Please note, BT is most effective on small bagworms that are present in May, June, and early July. Once they become large and are ready to pupate, BT will no longer be effective. You can use stronger pesticides like spinosad or pyrethrin-based insecticides, but they are chemicals that can impact other insects and wildlife around the area. Hand removal is going to be your best method at that stage. Goldie the Gamer will demonstrate how to spray the BT solution. You also have some natural enemies like parasitoid wasps, vespid wasps, and birds that are helping you fight the bagworms. Just note, all of these are generalist predators, which means they will not feed exclusively on bagworms, but will feed on whatever is available. So do not rely on them to be your only line of defense. This concludes the video. If you have any questions about bagworms or any other insects or arthropods, please send me an email at urbanfarmsista@gmail.com. Thanks. See you soon. If you like the content that I present, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I upload new videos.